Alright guys, if you're wondering now, I am a day late to posting this video because I completely forgot to film the whole thing because I'm in at work and a lot of creative things happen at work. So anyway, let's get straight into it. So yeah, so sorry that I am posting this a day late, but you know what you're gonna do. Anyway, alright, so today's video, as you can tell by the title, we are here to showcase the brand new items I just received this whole month. So, basically, for those that don't know, I am going to be starting a new series where every month I'll be showcasing whatever I got throughout the month. So this month of October, I'm showing everything I got this entire month. So, one thing's for sure that these are many characters that I've already owned, and just these are like completely different versions that I plan on using. Or these are just brand new characters that you've never seen yet. So, we are going to be starting it off with some familiar faces. So I'm going to try to choose which one. So okay, I'm going to choose this guy right here. So, we are going to be welcoming Fergus into the collection. One of these characters I used to own as a kid in Wooden Railway form, actually. I don't know what happened to it. So this is a whole completely different one. But nonetheless, it's a cool item to got. I got him off eBay, pretty cheap price. He came in like a 3-pack. It was a Target exclusive. Came with these two trucks right here. So it's pretty cool. I'm gonna see if I can like turn it while the trucks are off the track, which I can. So yeah. And as you can also tell, I also got Tidmouth Sheds, finally, and the Work Shed. Sorry. Oh, okay, you know what? So yeah. So I'm already showcasing off 5 brand new items that I've received. So yeah. So this is pretty cool. The Work Shed and Tidmouth Sheds. Alright, so I'm going to put the rolling stock in here. Leave it in there. And then leave this guy in here too. Since, I should turn these around. Because I don't think they're facing the correct direction. So yeah, this was from the Fergus 3-pack. I don't remember the name of it. I know one particular person will remember it. And they'll most likely comment it if they see this video. But yes, so this is Fergus. I'm going to put him in the Work Shed. Okay, so the next item, I'm actually going to show off 5 items at the same time. So, we got Byron. Oh. We got Jack. Oliver the Excavator. Butch. And Alfie. So, I just got these guys because I kind of realized, you know what, if I want to keep collecting stuff, I might as well just get the pack. Obviously these guys are not in like the condition I wanted them to be in, and obviously this is not like me willingly thinking that, oh, this is a mint condition. No, this is I only bought like a lot. I bought bought Jack, Alfie, and Byron in one lot because the Byron was in pretty good condition, and which is why I have these two. So these two, definitely I'll be buying another set of these two in better condition. These are just going to be placeholders for the current time being. But when I get new ones, I don't think I'll make a video on it necessarily. I don't really see myself doing it because, well, I mean, you guys already see me having these. And if I get new ones, it's not going to be CGI versions. So, yeah. It's not going to be CGI versions. I'm not really a huge fan of, like, the CGI look on some characters. So that's why most of my characters are just model series characters. The only one that's in CGI is Oliver. Actually, this is what I surprisingly bought this for, like, 15 bucks. And I've seen this guy go for pretty high prices on eBay. And finding it for such a low price, like, really shocked me. So yeah, this was a pretty cheap item that I found. And it's in, like, pristine condition, too. And it was only exclusive to, like, an Oliver and Oliver 2-pack with Oliver the Great Western Engine. And then, obviously, Oliver the Excavator. So yeah. But with the Alfie and Jack, yeah, I'll be getting new ones of these two. I'm gonna put Alfie's. Actually, I'm gonna switch them around. So yeah, there we go. Definitely gonna get a new Jack and Alfie. If I don't, like, it wouldn't be a big deal. I don't really value the pack as much, but I kind of realized that these are some items I should totally have, because I definitely would need more road vehicle characters if I ever want to make a series, and it's just like a necessity, basically. Okay, so FYI, this is unedited, as I said in the community post. So yeah, so the next one I want to showcase, it's one of my favorite ones I received, Hank. So I got Hank because I just think he's one of the cooler looking guys in the whole series or franchise. And also because this guy's American and I'm American. So I was like, it's a no-brainer to get it. And no, this is not foreshadowing me getting Sam, because that won't be for like another bajillion years. Sam is like super expensive on the internet, so it's not gonna be in my collection. At least not, I don't think, anytime soon. Hank is he's a cool guy. I really like his model, especially in Winter Rally form. I did receive this as a gift, by the way, just letting you guys know. His name on the bottom. One thing a lot of people talk about it's the front right here. It's Cowcatcher. It doesn't have a magnet, even though in the show it can connect. But with Connor and Caitlin, their like fronts can't connect because they have Cowcatchers. But with Hank, he has a coupling in the front, and for some reason they didn't make it so that he can couple from the front and only from the back. But that's like my only this is just like my only critique. But other than that, Hank's model is really good. I think it looks fantastic. Alright. So the next item I'm going to choose. Okay, so here's one I already had in my collection, but I only had it new in box. And I did open it to make a joke on Twitter. But I was like, I'm not going to open it because I already have it hung on my wall. Might as well just buy one and make condition out of box. And most of the new, I mean, buying a new box is like $30 from what I've seen, and it's not that bad. But I was like, I'm just gonna drop 20 for a used mint condition one. And as you can see, it's Murdoch. This is one of the characters I actually really liked as a kid, because I just thought he was like a really cool looking dude, because he's like a ginormous engine. He's not like Gordon or like Henry, but this guy's like, he's huge, okay? And big engines were always one of my favorites growing up, because they had so much like detail. I had him in Take Long form, and that version of Murdoch is one of my favorite ones when it comes to like the merchandise like part of everything. And he was one of the first engines, I believe, to be one of the like an engine that's like I think bigger than Gordon. But yeah, so he's a really cool guy. I think he's one of the very few characters that are like it's like weird orangey color too. Now he's not like straight up orange like some characters like Nia. But yeah, so I got Murdoch, which is super cool. And I'm gonna show off the next engine. If you're wondering why I put Hank in the middle, it's because if I put like another engine right here with like a front coupling, I don't want the engine that goes here to like connect. So that's why I did that, because originally that was not the plan, but I decided to just do that. Anyway, Arthur. Mint condition Arthur. A very rare item that I was surprised to actually find for like $30 out of box. And I've seen many of Arthur for like less than $20 in Neon box on like Facebook. But every time I like try to buy it, it's like they already sold. And it sucks. But I did end up finding one for like $30 in mint condition, which is a great price, I think. Because it goes for $30 in like excellent condition. Even though it has like a bunch of chips like running in the corners right here. And also I'm just like really happy to have Murdoch. Arthur is another engine that I really liked, because he was a huge engine, but he didn't have a tender. And he's just kind of like Hurricane. Like Hurricane's like a big guy, and he doesn't need a tender, but he's like a really huge engine. Like I said before, really big engines were one of my favorite things growing up.
and Arthur was one of them as well, because I also had him in take along form, and I think it just kind of like fulfills like the child in me to just have the thing, to like just buy the things that I did have as a kid in take along, and just buy it in Winter Railway, because deep down I always wanted Winter Railway, but take along does will always hold a special place in my heart. I really like the details on Arthur here with like the yellow paint and the yellow vest. It's very simple. I like the fact that Winter Railway made most of their characters like very simple and they weren't too detailed, but they were detailed enough to like indicate that this is like the character that you're looking for. Also, I'm sorry, I'm like looking at it in real life as well, so that's why it's like at a weird angle. But so I'm gonna try to show it to camera. So yeah, Arthur, one of the really good items to have in my collection. I'm very happy to have him. So yeah, we're gonna put him next to Murdoch, right there. Also, this is my very first time having like a Tidman Sheds and Winter Railway form, so I'm very new to like the spinning thing. Because before in Take Along, I don't know if it also had the spinning thing or if I just like did this. And when I was doing it with this one, it just didn't sound right. So I was like, I'm just gonna do this because it just doesn't sound as like demonic.
All right, so I'm trying to think here. What's another one? Okay,
Might as well get this one out of the way.
these are just like the hit era characters I'm just showing off, because well, might as well get these out of the way.
Got 2 more to go, or a few more to go. I mean, I'm sorry.
Molly. And this is another character I've been trying to get because I don't feel like I don't have enough like girl characters in my like collection. I have Daisy, Emily, and Rosie, Annie, Clarabelle, etc., but like I feel like I need more female characters in my collection because obviously in the show it's like more like male characters and female characters, but like I said, I might as well collect all the female characters and the male characters can come later because there's just so many in like the whole like franchise and especially in Winter Railway form. So the female characters are the easiest to like obtain, not only because they're not as expensive, but just because they're very common. I think, but Molly here, I believe, is like a little bit harder for me to find. This is not the version of Molly I like wanted, but this is honestly like
The only one I found that's like in near mint condition.
Another thing about Molly is Molly,
Like I said about everyone else, but this one really does stand out is the fact that Molly, not only she's a big engine, but she has just ginormous wheels, and I really like that detail that they kept in the Winter Railway. And I'm also just noticing that there's like a little chip right here. I didn't notice that. But yeah, so I mean, this is just a placeholder, like I said, for the Molly that I really want. There's a version of Molly that I'm really am trying to get new in box because I found it like out of box, but
it's always in like used condition or like in another country and the shipping is just outrageous, like $30, and it's like I'm not paying $30 for that kind of shipping. But Molly, I also did own in take long form. I also liked her tender because it was just like one of these like little fancier tenders you'd see. Because like these little bumps here, I've never seen something like this on another engine. At least not to my not that I can remember. Because I know like Murdoch has like a flat tender, and it's just coal. Nothing exciting. This one has like a bits of details, and I like that they kept it in Winter Railway, and like they didn't like paint it, just leave it on paint, like flattened. So yeah, it's not like how Emily's like tender, I believe, is also flattened. It's just like a different shape.
and the new Winter Railway Molly, the new Winter Railway Emily is just a huge letdown when it comes to tender. It just doesn't look good. But yeah, so I'm gonna put Molly in here. So yeah, I'm most likely gonna have to buy a new one because I actually didn't notice that chip there. But either way, like I said, it's a placeholder. The chip doesn't bother me because I don't plan on using it anytime like in like the near future. Definitely gonna use a Molly, just not this one in particular because like I said, this is a placeholder. There's a version of Molly I'm really looking for. So yeah, you're gonna see which one in just a second. I'm actually just gonna get all of these out of the way because these are just like some of these are just like okay. So these last like I think three, technically four. These are just different versions of the character. But I'm actually just gonna be using these because honestly, I think it just gives it more of a story to tell rather than just getting like the plain ones. That's why I have like a Blue Henry or there's a Blue Henry I have. and then the gold magnet Spencer that I don't think I've showed off, but I got it like a while ago, so it's been on Twitter. So a lot of the things I have, or like a number of the things I have, they're all like different variants of the items. Like my 10 Years in America Thomas, because I think it looks more like Thomas than like the original like 1990s version. My blue Henry, which is the only character I have. Actually, no, I think one of the two characters I have from the main cast that has the stripes on the boiler. Everyone else doesn't. I want to get a round roof duck in mint condition. It's one item that I really want. The Donald and Douglas, they're both different variants of each other. So one of them has coal and the other one doesn't, and it's just mainly so I can tell the difference between them. And then my class 40 is a Brio one, and I only got it because I couldn't find a regular Wooden Railway class 40 in good condition with like the yellow part like not peeling off. So the Brio one was honestly something I have to like settle for, even though it was almost like $70. But this was like a long time ago. I'm sure it's worth like, I've seen it for cheaper prices now, so I'm kind of like feeling a little dumb. But at the same time, this is like when people like started raising the prices, and they didn't know the true value of these items. And another one's like Nia. Nia, it's a variant of the wood Nia with like with the little map and all that stuff. So you guys seen that in the last video when I was doing a review. But okay, so I'm gonna stop talking about everything else, and I'm gonna show you guys Iron Bert. This is I think it's like the oil version of it, like the dirty oily version of it. This was in a Day of the Diesels pack, 2-pack actually. I believe it was a Toys R Us exclusive. I remember seeing the pack new in box once for the same price I paid for this. This was like a year ago. And I was dumb enough to tell the seller, hey, I'm sure it's more valuable because, well, this is a Toys R Us exclusive. And I felt so dumb for saying it because they raised the price from like $20 to like $35. And I think now they ended up like reducing it back to 20, and then someone ended up buying it. It wasn't me. Because that it was out of box, I believe. It was like mint condition out of box, but I bought these new in box for the same price from a different seller, and this was like more recent, obviously. Iron Airy and Iron Bert, the same 2-pack. Both have like the same design, I believe, on both, which is I mean, I wouldn't say it's lazy. I would say it's lazy, but at the same time, this is like, again, it's like early Winter Railway ish. No, not even early. I think it was like from 2011. This is like a Day of the Diesels pack. Definitely not like early version. Actually, I don't know what I'm saying, but I really wish that they kind of had like different designs on them. You know, like when it comes to like the oil, mostly they're twins, so obviously they can't have different designs. But I do wish they gave them different designs so I can indicate which one is which. I mean, I can just look at the face, but when it comes to like looking at them from like the top, I can't tell which one's Airy or Bert. I just have to look at the bottom. And obviously, like I said, I can tell which one's which by looking at the face, because Airy, I believe, yeah, Airy doesn't have facial hair. As for Bert, he has facial hair. So yeah, that's Airy and Bert. I'm going to put them off to the side right here. And the last one I got also as a gift. Royal Bunting Steven. And this is a Steven I've been just wanting for the longest time, and I'm actually so happy to get it. I got it new in box as well as these two. If you follow me on Twitter, you know I got these two new in box. They're these 4, technically, new in box. I know it's going to be very painful to hear that I opened these. And just to tell you, I really don't care. I actually kind of wanted to open these. That was the whole intention of buying some of these new in box items. But yeah, so this is just a very exciting version of Steven to have, because this is, in my opinion, the good version of Steven, because it just really shows how valuable of a character and like the kind of engine he is. He is based off the Stephenson's rocket. In real life, he was one of the very first steam engines to operate and be functional, you know. And he was actually one of the fastest steam locomotives in the world. Obviously, has been nerfed, if you understand that term. So what I like about the Steven that shows like the banners right here on his tender. For some reason, one thing I also just want to mention is that I really wish that Wood and Railway made a separate tender for Steven, even though I know that would probably raise his price from back then. But in the Wood version, it's separated, and Wood was just an attempt to like make it cheaper. But my question is that how come it was cheaper to give him a tender as to before, where they didn't give him a tender? And it just kind of like it confuses me a bit. But I really wish they made this like a separate item, like made it a tender, because I feel like it doesn't really show the true rocket, like I don't know, like presentation of the rocket. I don't know the word for it. It doesn't really show the true rocket's appearance or something. I really don't. I can't remember the word off the top of my head right now. There's a word I had in mind and I completely forgot it. And it also, it's just the coal's also painted. I mean, I know because they wanted to make room for this barrel. And obviously, I don't mind it. Obviously, a better substitute. But I really wish there was a separate, like, tender for the rocket. Because it does make, like, weird turns on curved tracks sometimes. From my experience of using my old one. And that was also a placeholder. And this is the Steven that I'll officially be seeing in my main collection portion. Or, like, the main portion of my collection. FYI, no more collection videos. I'm tired of making those. I'm tired of cleaning it up. You know, it's a hassle. I'm never doing another collection video. You're just gonna have to just see my collection and my videos. And so, yeah. But, yeah, this is Royal Bunting Steven. Really, really excited to have this guy out of this world, man. So, we're gonna put him in the shed where he belongs. Okay. So we'll put him right there next to Molly. Try to push Molly in a little bit. All right, and with Steven, of course, is his open coach. And that it's actually called Steven's open coach. I just thought I would say Steven's coach or something. No, it's actually called Steven's open coach. This is another item I really wanted because it does remind me of Ada, Jane, and Mabel. And when it comes to using this item, I actually am not too sure how I'm going to use it or what I'm going to use it with. Because I'm definitely not using it with Steven, of course, because Steven is definitely not going to be the castle. I'm going to be honest, I'm very forgetful with names. The castle in the show, I think it's Ulstead Castle. It's definitely not going to be canon in my series. Because I wanna use Steven as like a visitor engine, because I feel like Steven is such like a cool character in my opinion, and Steven should definitely like be more of a visitor character, like hero, than like just like a character that just chills at Sodor and does like practically nothing all day. So definitely only will ever use him when I need him, or if I want to use him in like a special episode, and he just kind of shows up as like a special guest character. There's like a railway show, or there's like an event going on, and they have like a bunch of engines, and Steven would want to be there because all the other famous engines are there. You know, Thomas Edward, Aaron Gordon, James Percy, and Toby. But yeah, so this is open coach. I'm definitely going to be using maybe for the narrow gauge engines, just to go with Ada, Jane, and Mabel, or just, I don't know, maybe make a Sir Tom Head's birthday episode out of this. So you can definitely use this in a ton of episodes without Steven. Just know that for anyone that has this thing and that has this like item and doesn't know what to do with it, definitely would use it for something like that. Or you could use Ada, Jane, and Mabel, which look exactly like this, but at least they have open. They're more open than this one. This is definitely not an open coach if there was no seats. So, but they would have made it out of plastic and people would have complained, but you know, it is what it is. And I'm happy with what we got. Alright, so we are moving down to the last 3 set of characters that I received in the mail. I want to let you guys know I did get all of these in the box, and I did open all of them. And I don't care how much it pains you, because I did not pay a lot of money for this, which is why I opened them. If I were to pay more money for an item in the box, I would definitely not open it. But if it was like a gift, or I just bought it for like under $50, like, I'm just gonna open it. Anyway, I'm gonna start off with a character right here that I've already had in my collection, but with the topic of female characters, Rosie. Now you're probably wondering why did I like say all that stuff about like, oh, it's all new in box, so don't be upset, blah blah blah. Well, it's because these are the Talking Railway series. engines I'm talking about, and I got the Talking Rosie series Rosie new unbox. And the reason why I got some of these is because, well, I've said it before, I love variants of other characters. The Talking Rosie series characters definitely like caught my eye because of the gold magnets. And it kind of just shows how special some of these characters are. You can really use these, like I said, with Steven in such special episodes. There's a special event or something. But this is Rosie is going to be my main Rosie when it comes to my collection. And the red Rosie was obviously a placeholder because I actually don't like that version of Rosie. I prefer pink Rosie because there's not a lot of pink characters in the show. Actually, I don't think there is any. It's just purple. That's just the closest thing we'll ever get. So Rosie being pink is always just going to stick with me forever. So yeah, I'm going to put Rosie in here in the shed with Fergus's train. All right, another one. Okay, so this will go. Well, I was going to show this one earlier, but I kind of realized I might as well show all these like together. This is just gonna go with like the 5 new engines in the shed, which means like a Murdoch, Arthur, you know, Spencer, etc., etc. Salty. Another Talking Rosie series engine. So a little bit of history. These guys were released sometime like 2000s. I grew up seeing these on shelves, so I don't know if these were like items that were discontinued before or like right after I was born. But I would see these as a kid every now and then. So these came in like sets or just individual packs. Because I have this version of Salty new in box in my collection. And these all came like individual boxes. Unless there was one set. I don't remember which one it was. I think it was Knapford, like Knapford Station or something. And it had, I believe, almost every character. Or probably just every character, I believe. And in the set. And it was like a pretty like a pretty like meaty set, and it came with almost every character. I don't know if it came with every single character. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head, but when it comes to Talking Rosie series like stuff, I don't even remember what characters were released. I know it was Molly, and that's the one I'm trying to get, and that's why I only have this version as a placeholder. So there's the Molly. So okay, I'm gonna start off from like. So I know they made Thomas and Edward. I don't know if they made Henry or Gordon. I know they made James. Definitely James. Such like a no-brainer because he's like one of the main faces of the show. Percy, once again, no-brainer. Toby, no-brainer. And it just got weird. It made Rosie, Salty, Molly. They were gonna make Mighty Mac. I know someone owns Mighty Mac. They're gonna make Duck, which I really wish they did. And I'm only aware of one person that owns the Duck, and that's the Winneroy Collectibles. And I don't know if there's more than one version of Duck, which is the thing, but it would be like super cool to own that Duck, and I would definitely use it in my series, despite like the writing on it, because there is writing on the character, because it is technically a prototype, and obviously they're trying to probably write stuff down, take notes on it. And I wish they didn't do that. I mean, as much as I would want it, I definitely would never use it because of that writing. But I definitely put it up for display. The Mighty Mac, on the other hand, I don't think the 2 people that own it, it's Collectibles and another guy. And that version of Mighty Mac, the 2 versions that I know of, I don't believe they got writing on them. At least not on the character. Because on Duck, like the writing is like on like next to the face, like so. If I were to use it, you can just see it there, and it's just so like out of place. But yeah, so anyway, back to Salty. So Salty was one of these characters. I did say in another video that I just didn't really care for Salty that much, and it was one of the reasons I rewatched it, and I was like, you know what? I have like a messed up Salty in my collection that I said I would never like replace because I don't really care too much about Salty. But I came to a realization after like looking at it and then looking at my new box one. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna buy a Talking Rosie series one that goes with my Rosie, because you know it just makes sense, and it's like a very common item on eBay, at least from my experience. So yeah, so it's just your standard Salty, just with gold magnets. Obviously no difference. So obviously the value just doesn't change all that much, at least not to me. So if like I ever lose this or this gets messed up, I could just go back to my regular one. Wouldn't make a difference. This was not it was not a very expensive item, but definitely like would hate to lose it. Anyway, so yeah, that was Salty. Again, new unbox along with Rosie. And this is the last item. I saved it for last because this character is a very controversial character. Not many people like this character. I personally like the character. I don't like his like his personality, but I just like that. I like that he just looks like really funny. And also, it's one of the more obscure characters they released in the same line, and that one is Billy. Yeah, Billy, of all characters I received from the Talking Railway series line, yes, it's Billy. And if you're wondering why, well, because it's a Talking Railway series version of Billy, and characters like Billy and Molly just don't have a lot of variants, and might as well just buy like the variants version, because not only are they rare, but they're just cool to have, and honestly, a huge flex. I know that this Billy is not a very easy character. It was not a very easy character to come by in new unbox. I did buy him new unbox, and there's a video on Twitter of me opening it. For those collectors that just keep everything in box. I keep most of my stuff in box if I don't need it, or if I wanted it new in box, or if it's just a character I'm like, I bought it. I only bought it because I might as well just have it. Like Marion, I bought Marion from Ryanatron 12 because I just wanted to grow my new unbox collection. I do have like a pretty decent number of characters, and there's characters in the box I just don't have in my out of box like collection. Characters like Hugo, the wood version of Hugo, Belle is the wood version of Belle, as many of you know. I do own that. And there's Dart and Scruff. Ferdinand and Dash. I also own you in box. They're all hung up on my wall. Dash and Ferdinand are actually the international versions I own. Anyway, but I don't want to just keep talking about like random characters. Like this entire video is just me rambling about all the characters I own. I should really be talking about the main focus, the one on the turntable, and that's Billy. Billy, one of my favorite characters, not personality-wise, just by looks, because he's just really funny looking. And I don't like that they made him like a character who hates like being bossed around. Because I feel like he looks like someone that would just like do what he's told. Like, he's like the golden child of the family, but he's not like perfect, you know. He'll do what he's told. Obviously he'll try to rebel against it, but he'll still do it anyway. It's like that one coworker that just complains that he has to work, but he does the work and he does a great job at it. So that's like my kind of backstory for Billy here. It would be like he's very cheerful. He's very very upbeat, he's very bright. But he as much as he does not like working, he still does it because he wants there to be time for him to have fun, but he always puts work first. Even if he doesn't like it, he still has to do it. Even if it's up to him, he'll always put work first, and he'll always leave the fun after. But of course, he's always going to be a little fun during his work, like cracking. He's going to be basically like Charlie. But yeah, I was about to like talk about Charlie for a second, but honestly, I prefer Billy over Charlie any day. Not for nostalgia reasons, but just because I feel like I can tell a better story with Billy than I can with Charlie. I mean, either way, even if I didn't own Billy, Charlie would have been like the exact same story. Because they're literally the same character. Just one of them has like larger teeth than the other, and one of them's orange, one of them's purple. But yeah, Charlie is. I think some people would have the same opinion on both characters, and that's okay. Like I'm not gonna shame you for it. One thing I know, like Billy he just looks really goofy, and that's what I like about him. He's just a goofy looking guy. You know, he's doing his best. Okay, all right, he's just doing his best. But yeah, all right. So this is like an hour and a half long video that I have to post soon. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. A very long video, I know, for such a amount of characters. It's not a lot as many other collectors who get like 20 plus items. I don't even know how many items I got here. I'm going to probably count it later, and I'm just going to be like, oh, I did get 20 plus items, but I obviously did not. But these are just, like, items I've always wanted in like, my collection. I just never got around to getting them for money's sake, and also just because, well, like, at the time, I was, like, in between jobs. But right now, I'm at a very good job. Like, life's looking pretty good right now. Hopefully it stays this way for a long, long time, and hopefully life improves from beyond this video. So after this video, if you hopefully I'll be living in my own place. Hopefully I'll have everything I've always wanted, just growing up or just as an adult in general. Um, just leave a message to everyone out there that don't ever feel down. Or you always don't feel down and let that down feeling affect you. Just go up from there. Because there's like a saying in the movie. It's in the movie called Saying. It's a very corny movie. And a very corny saying because once you reach like rock bottom, the only place you can go is up. And honestly, it's just been like really in my head like many of times where it's like if I'm feeling down and I remember like just that one liner, and then I'm like, you know what, I can do it. So yeah, this is a very this video like just even like in real, this is a very special video to me. These are just characters I never really thought I'd own as just a collector. I started collecting again back in like 2020, and obviously these are still just some like generic characters to you, but to me these are characters that like hold a special place in my heart and many other people's hearts. And this is also just my whole collection, like not just these characters specifically, but everything in like my entire collection. This has all been like a dream of mine since I was like 5 years old, and I'm so glad I can live such a dream, have such friends that like have been there for me. And I never really thought, even as like as a kid, and sometimes even now, I never thought I'd ever find anyone that's like a huge collector of this stuff and has grown up watching the show, because like I never knew there were many people, and I'm just very grateful for the people I have, like even today, like Nate, Jesse, Ryan, everyone. I'm very grateful for everyone here. I'm also grateful for you, the viewer, the 5 viewers I have here. I'm grateful for you guys, and if there's more, I'm grateful for you guys too. But yeah, anyway, so this is Khalifa Production signing off. I'm gonna go to bed, so later.